lights flashing, 47 saucers passing, Roswell crash, debris field, Ramey memo half revealed, Project Sign, Project Grudge, Cold War skies, the radar buzz, Blue Book files locked away, Men in Black say no one saw a thing today.
Watch closely as a different U.S. drone drops a Hellfire missile on that fast-moving orb. The missile appearing to bounce off the object.
Foo Fighters over World War II, Nazi discs, the rumors grew, Operation Paperclip, V2 rockets, secret ships, Maury Island fragments fall, Flatwoods monster standing tall, every decade, every night, something strange is in the sky. We didn't stop the sightings, they've been in the heavens while the world keeps fighting. We didn't stop the sightings, no we didn't light it, but we're trying to find it.
That's not LNS though, is it? It's not. I do LNS, yeah. Well, if there's a good thing, it's rotating.
Eddie Barney, missing time. Hills recall a bright white sign. Kecksburg Bell in Pennsylvania. Sheriff says it tried to change ya. Shag Harbor glowing gold. Halt at Rendlesham. Forest cold. Ariel School, the kids all stare. They were here. They were really there. Brazil's barking, a creature found. Phoenix lights above the town. Bobley's our element Quantique. Craft that jumped like in a dream. Skinwalker Ranch, dimension tears. Cattle vanish in the air. Something's humming out of view. Pilots whisper, yeah, we saw it too. We didn't start the sightings. They've been in the heavens while the world keeps fighting. We didn't start the sightings. No, we didn't light it, but we're trying to find it. Radar pings and thermal flares. Oceans hide what's under there. Satellites and space command. Still no one quite understands. For every secret government file, another witness walks a mile to say, I know what I saw tonight, and the truth is sitting out of sight. Tic-tac dancing near the fleet. Fravor says it moves too neat. Howdy-at-dip, digging through the past. Wilson memo leaks at last. Eric Davis briefing notes. Kraft retrieved, the rumor floats. Congress asked, reveal the proof. Whistleblowers raise the roof. NASA study, hearings loud. Disclosure talk inside the crowd. Maybe soon we'll read the page. Tape in hiding, age to age. Human future, open sky. What's above we can't deny. From the old world to tonight, something's burning in the light. We didn't start the sightings. They've been in the
Good evening, folks. Welcome. It's UFOs Around the World. Matt speaking. We're doing a live again tonight. My other live got cut off last night. If you was watching it, I do apologise. An hour into it, got copyrighted for some things that were on the alien interview tape, which is a shame because that was a really good live, really good, engaging live. And as always, they always ruin those ones, don't they? So tonight we're going to look at Phil Schneider, which there won't be any issues with because it's been covered many times. Thing is, they're covering it. I'm covering it, and I've got a lot of knowledge on the UFO topic, so hopefully we can have a bit more of a deeper dive on it. So for people that are coming in, welcome in, stuff like that, I'm going to crack on straight with it because I want to do a video later as well. Which screen is it I need? This one will do, mate. Be right back, gonna go share. Thanks, man. In fact, I will do that as well while I'm waiting. I will just click that, click share, click X. Let's go there. Right, folks, let's get straight on with this. Let's go and move across.
And Los Alamos. He's going to expand your mind here this morning.
I always skip the music because you never know it's copyrighted, innit? Because someone writes a really shit song and then says, "Oh, I won't monetize that." Only one person's listened to it, but I'm fucking copyrighting it.
Morning. Please welcome Mr. Phil Schneider.
Welcome, Phoenix. So we did the other live the other night. We did the other the other Phil Schneider one. I'm going to do this one as well. So both of them. Then we've done a watch along to them both.
I'm Phil Schneider. I spent 17 years in black budget programs, government geologist, as engineer, structural engineer with aerospace applications. Self-taught metallurgist, became kind of famous in my own right. I basically would have a set of notes here, but they're unavailable. And all this melee.
Yeah, just to explain about yesterday, it did get copyrighted. The appeal didn't work, and it was a really good live, that as well. And there was a certain part in that alien interview tape where it was copyrighted. Now, these aren't copyrighted, the Phil Schneider ones, but that alien, that was actually a documentary, right? So maybe I was a bit of an idiot. So I had to do a training course. I am a recovered copyright addict, and I will never do that again. I apologise.
Here I have different artifacts explaining some of them are alien metals that have been produced both on this planet and the confines of outer space that are now used in all stealth aircraft. All stealth aircraft, for instance, all black jets, what you're seeing of black helicopters and the like, the skins and the coatings and the residues that are used predominantly in the aircraft themselves, in the airframes and the rotor blades and the fans, and in some cases in submarines, special titanium hulls in the Phoenix class submarines now. All this has come from alien technology. 1947 is what the public has been told. Something crashed in the backyard in New Mexico, a place called Roswell, New Mexico. Unfortunately, that's what the public's been told.
Is my setup okay? I do my setup for the TV, so if you'd rather watch it on the TV and then comment through your phone, that I would recommend that, because I do try and set it up. The text where you're all talking, that's so much easier to see when you're on the telly as well.
The military's known about the alien question for the better part of 70 years, and they first saw their glimpse of what was going on as early as 1909 in the American Southwest. Now, Army cavalry evidently were chasing some bandits, and they entered this cave. They were holed up in a cave, and what they found in there was flying discs and little gray guys and all kinds of weird things, and they didn't know how to explain that, and they wrote them down as best they could, and it's been in secret archives ever since. And it's up down by the Truth or Consequences area of New Mexico.
One minute, I just need to go back a sec there.
Well, all kinds of weird things, and they didn't know how to evidently were chasing some bandits, and they entered this cave. They were holed up in a cave, and what they found in there was flying discs and little gray guys and all kinds of weird things, and they didn't know how to explain that, and they wrote them down as best they could, and it's been in secret archives ever since. And it's down by the Truth or Consequences area of New Mexico. Well, the alien thing is more than just what I'd call a non-visible threat. We on the surface, first of all information dealing with alien or alien...
Yeah, I am going to do a video on that Barack Obama. Everybody seems to rush. They want to be first on that Barack Obama thing. Barack Obama's been teasing people with the alien stuff for a long time. But this is different because he said aliens are real, but they're not at Area 51. For me, that says aliens are real. They're probably not at Area 51. He's probably telling the truth there. But there's probably other summit going on there. Maybe it's human projects going on there that they are working with the alien species and stuff like that. But that's a very interesting answer. How he didn't come back and say, how do you know it's real? Maybe he did. Maybe they've cut that part out. Barrick shared the interview. He's not shared that clip, though, on his X, which is interesting. Surely someone's got to tag him and say, come on, spill a bit more. Maybe he just wants to add to it. Maybe because of the film, Major Disclosure, and he thinks the government's about to release it. Maybe he's just going with it now and saying that. And he has got a film coming out about Betty and Barney Hill. It is interesting. The thing is, if I do a video, it's just going to be covering everything else he's said, and probably every other president and what they've said and stuff like that. Every president's mentioned it, you know. Every president's had their own little say. Bush has had interesting answers as well. So this is probably the most interesting because he's actually said instantly, went, yeah, aliens are real. It's like, what do you mean? Like, well, I can't just move on. You need to give me something there. What does that mean? Aliens are real. Come on. Surely he asked that question, right? You can't be that dumb.
Alien reproduced technology or alien reproduced vehicles or any other kinds of things well hidden from the American public. Our black budget, for instance, garners $1.023 trillion every 2 years. It's over $500 billion a year. Right now, there are 131 active deep underground military bases in the United States. There's 1,477 of them worldwide. Each one has an average cost of 17 to 19 billion dollars. Each one is built in the site. It used to be it'd take a year to 2 years to build each one, and now they're capable of building a couple of them a year. With sophisticated.
So what's interesting when Phil Schneider says I think it's a different thing what he's talking about. So he says he go into this cave, they find the bodies of these alien beings and stuff like that. And I think that has happened, archaeological finds, digs and stuff like that. And I think they're still ongoing, some of these. But there's an edit scene that was cut out of Stargate where you see Kurt Russell walking into this room, and it's got one of those Egyptian dog. You know, them Egyptian dogs with the big fucking snouts, sort of all mangled up, sort of, and like massive hands on things. So it's like a giant, and all he says was, "This is gonna change." What was it? This is gonna confuse people. I can't remember the exact words he said, but he says it's gonna confuse people or something like that. In other words, it's gonna go against people's belief system if we found out that was a lie, if that was real and stuff like that. They took it out of the movie, and Stargate is supposed to be one of those movies where it's telling you things. Anubis.
Methods.
Is that the muzzle?
My colleague Al Bielik has actually been on some of the high-speed railways.
If I mute it and I'm talking to myself, I'm not talking to myself, I'm live on TikTok as well.
The magneto-leviton trains that connect all the deep underground military bases within the United States. He's been on a Mach 2 train and floats off of a single rail at a 3/4 of an inch off the rail, and is what you'd call high tech. We have nothing like this on the surface. The public basically has been totally lied to. We're considered stupid or even moronic in some cases. It's got to stop. If we're going to gain our country back, we must, and I repeat, must we must instill in our public officials, anybody that goes and does public service, they must tell us the truth. If they cannot do this, then they must be impeached, or they must be removed from office. If this cannot occur, if the truth cannot totally come out, there are reasons for secrecy, for instance, but if the truth cannot totally come out, what's the use in us having anything called freedom? Okay, now I have pictures here that I'm going to show you during the break in artifacts, and I ask you to kind of look at them but not handle them. I have actual crashed retrieval metal from Roswell, New Mexico. It's given to me when I was 14 years old. For instance, I've got other things. I've got pieces of this piece of titanium, a special titanium alloy made for everything from the original SR-71 Blackberry. That's old hat now. F-117A is their old hat now. They're making a whole new class of hypersonic above Mach 5 aircraft that employ extremely modern charged
Please don't
particle
forget
beam
to hit the
weapons.
thumbs
They
up,
don't
guys.
use
That really does
lasers
help.
anymore. Computer enhanced imaging radar, although it's used in helicopters for public surveillance, computer enhanced imaging radar, and in satellite technology. The brand new kid on the block is a kind of infrared technology where a satellite 150,000 miles out in a geosynchronous orbit, or not quite geosynchronous orbit, but these spy satellites can literally look in and see a dime on the floor, say on your kitchen floor. They have a resolution factor of 99.999961. This particular piece of metal, I'm going to drop it on the floor here. It'll kind of ring like a bell. You can't break it. Withstand temperatures in excess of 7,500 degrees Fahrenheit. It has niobium in it. It also has mironite in it, element 123. Yeah, please do. It's in a non-crystalline form. This is just kind of a dripping out of the main crucible. Here's a crystalline example. It's in the scalenohedral crystalline form. We got this from the large grays technology. This is grown in the confines of outer space, which has not quite a super vacuum, but by the way, this is capable of withstanding temperatures in excess of 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's great for certain parts of aircraft.
Does anybody know what happened to this stuff? Did it stay? Did anybody take possession of it when he died? When he died mysteriously, who owns this possession now?
This kind of material I work with on a daily basis. Up here we have a transparency of Groom Lake. Groom Lake is where the infamous Area 51, S4, S2, the CIA base,
Another thing as well, I don't think many people have cottoned onto this, right, but I think it was Jon Stewart that said the alien interview tape, right, was in S2. Am I right? Was it S2? They found it to be in S2. Nobody even mentioned S2, but it's mentioned here in this 1995 Phil Schneider thing. Have you just heard that?
It was originally a bombing range, a nuclear test site. It was later become the most secret base in the United States. It employs over 18,000 workers who work in shifts of 12 hours at a whack. Most of them.
You'll do well to find anybody else really that mentions S2. It was only Jon Stewart and Phil Schneider. I don't know if anybody else actually mentioned S2, you know. I could be wrong. I watched a lot of shit. I only remember Phil Schneider speaking about S2, which was interesting when Jon Stewart said, "Oh, S2, nobody even mentioned S2," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, Phil Schneider did." But I think that is the only person. If you don't know about Phil Schneider, you've not looked into that conspiracy side of it, then you're not going to know. And Jon Stewart's not that guy, is he? He's an ex-pro wrestler that's just obsessed with this alien interview tape, so you might not have seen any of the Phil Schneider stuff.
Working to cover of darkness, like us. We built out 9 underground.
Gray might have mentioned S2. That is possible. I don't remember him mentioning S2, but most likely he probably would be aware of it.
Military bases there, each with an average capacity capable of
Please hit that thumbs up,
city
guys.
underground, roughly
Does
4.25
Because we got the
cubic
bum
miles
smacked yesterday,
hollowed
so
out
they might be
underground.
punishing me a little bit.
They have boring machines, for instance. They don't bore, they literally vitrify and melt the rock, deflagrate the rock. It's a very sophisticated laser. melting and deflagrating system. It reduces the rock to a powder and then melts the remaining rock as a coating on the inside of the base, so you don't have to use gunite cements and other kinds of things like that. That's all old hat now. Technology is just basically the new technology.
Yeah, it is a watch along. So if people moan at me for stopping and starting, there's millions you can go and watch a Phil Schneider. This is interactive watch along, right? Someone just asked a question, and this is what you learn things. Didn't he hang himself during an auto? Well, it's asphyxication, they said, wasn't it? He was supposed to be having a little horny, maybe a half finger bump, you know what I mean, something like that, maybe. But I think he was missing fingers, right? Wasn't he missing fingers or something? And it just looked very odd. It's like he couldn't have done that. So, what year was it he died? This was 95. Did he die? I can't remember off the top of my head. Come on. Help me out, guys. I have brain fog.
We get is the old hat of the military. I'm going to be real brief about it. I carried a level 1 security clearance, the Rhyolite 38 Factor. There are very few of us. There's nobody except myself, to my knowledge, talking like this. Nobody. I'm breaking the law. I'm breaking world as well as federal law, coming out and even talking about this to a group of people. I love my country more than I love my life. 2 weeks ago, I was shot in the shoulder. I don't want to gore you women out, but I was shot in the shoulder up here. I recently have become friends of a retired FBI agent who took me under the wing. He says, I've never seen a person braver than you. And I said, well, there's more coming. Our patriot movement in these United States is going to pick up the ball, and we are going to kick the...
I think Phil Schneider killed an FBI agent, if not mistaken. He killed somebody in those underground bases, right? Didn't he kill an alien? He's said to claim to have killed an alien. They shot him. Somebody, I think he did kill some badass people. So he says. Because he was being followed for a while. Yeah, 1996. Right, so he got killed in 1996. Well, he died in 1996. This is 1995. Listen, conspiracies are there for a reason, right? Just because I think something untoward happened. I think a Forrestal situation happened here, except he didn't go flying out of a window like he did.
The parasites out.
Welcome in, Skywatch.
First of all, George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, a few other founding fathers, Patrick Henry to mention a few.
Listen, it's funny you say about 96, because I'm going to start doing yearly videos, like a 96, 97. I've already done 97, because 97 for me is the biggest year in the UFO world. For me, for my research. When you look at what happened, you had the alien interview tape, you had Hale-Bopp Comet, you had Heaven's Gate, you had Phoenix Lights, you had Mike Tyson biting ears, you had Princess Diana dying, you had Mother Teresa dying within days of that. You had so much weird shit happening in 1997. It's like every week they were pulling on your heartstrings in some way. So, yeah, if you haven't seen that video, it's on my channel. Go through it. It's a 10-minute video about 1997, and it's insane. Like, I was 11 years old, and it's the year that I was properly looking into space, because it was in the sky for 18 months, that Hale-Bopp Comet. It was still there now in the sky. But it's a once-in-a-lifetime event, and we got to see it in 1997. If you was born after 1997... tough.
You all had visions that these United States is going to live 700 years from where they were standing, and that was somewhere around the late 1700s, early 1800s. So you can count this country. This country isn't going to go to a new world order. I believe firmly in constitutional law. I'm not very well skilled in it, and that's my embarrassment. But I'm going to be real blunt about it. The government that is now instilled in ruling over us are ruling as we're serfs, and they're the kings and queens.
31 of you UFO perverts. I need 31 likes.
That's a feudal system. That isn't even a democracy. We are now being ruled by an autocracy and a technocracy. In other words, technical knowledge as rules as king, with a feudal type system. Feudal systems haven't been used in the last 350 years, and they're coming back like gangbusters. If we are complacent, if we do not speak out in droves, and I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about a bunch of us getting together and getting on this stump and loving our country more than we love our lives, getting on, some of us are going to get killed. I almost got killed a couple of weeks ago. Hadn't been for an FBI, a retired FBI man who risked his life, his career, everything, put it all on.
Just want to let you know, some of the questions you're asking, they're answered in this video. A lot of the stuff we know about Phil Schneider isn't because of this video, so just to let you know, just in case.
On the line, and he didn't know me from Adam. A week prior to that, he listened to one of my tapes I gave up in Post Falls, Idaho, and I'm going to be very blunt about. He said that we need a lot more of you, but unfortunately we're not getting anybody. Well, I'm not the best speaker in the world, but I'm trying to relay to you that we need to get out and seriously get the message out. These shows are great. This hall should be absolutely packed, standing room only, and we should be getting the message out to as many people as we can with as many shows as is it possibly to reach. The many is the public. We ought to get on talk shows. We've got to get on news shows and TV shows, and we have to really get the message out. And I think we're doing it, but it's a little bit slow in the first part. That's just that part of what I want to say. Is it possibly to reach?
Keep an eye on his hand here, watch.
Is the public. We ought to get on talk shows. We've got to get on news shows and TV shows, and we have to really get the message out. And I think we're doing it, but it's a little bit slow in the first part. Look
at that. How many fingers he got up? So he's totally lost this finger, hasn't he? And he's lost the other one. He's got like a little tiny bit there, and it looks like he's lost a little bit of his thumb. I don't know if a little bit of his little fingers come off there as well, but his left hand is well and truly fucked, innit? You can't open a jar with that hand anyway.
That's just that part of what I want to say. In working with the black projects, I was very loyal. I was picked because I was very strong mentally. There's a bunch of us that were picked because we don't crack under pressure. We don't freak under pressure, so to speak. Everyday events don't bother us. Now, I was involved in something very controversial, almost totally unbelievable to most of you. Some of you are religious people. I think
I will do. I use OBS me. A lot of the YouTubers use StreamYard, and I think that's just fucking shit. I really do. I really like OBS. You can do better setups. I think this looks nicer than a lot of the StreamYard stuff. If you can tell me which is the best way to get guests up using OBS, I'll do it. Is it through Google Meets and stuff like that? I think people can do it that way. I'd love to do that every week. Get people up, just random people. Just even if it's a 2-minute conversation to get them up. Come up, tell me your story. Stuff like that.
All religions have a time and a place, and they definitely have a place in America.
I'm trying to get my foot under the table, if you know what I mean, on YouTube. I'm doing okay, but I don't want to sort of like mix myself with the ones that are already established, if you know what I mean. I want a new batch of people to come through and help myself at the same time come through. I just think too many people are taking a big piece of the pie, pushing the narrative, and I just think it's bullshit. I do watch them, I do enjoy the shows, but I think they're ignorant, and you try and reach out to them to give them information, they just ignore you because they think they're better than you. So you can't beat them, join them, and I plan on joining them, and I'll just be totally different to them with regards to how I treat my followers and how I treat people that are not as high up as me, or what they seem to think that I'm below them and stuff like that. So I'm going to get ahead of them.
Now, another thing...
Don't get him messed up, you get him back.
I want to reach to you is that during the unbelievable part, I was involved in building another base inside of Dulce, New Mexico, which is Los Alamos Laboratory. It's a biological laboratory. On the southwest part of the Archuleta Mesa, we built an underground facility, a better part of 3 cubic miles hollowed out underground. Then to the southwest of that, we were in the process of the early stages of building. We drilled 4 large tunnel-like holes. Some of them ran 2.5 miles under the surface. Number of the original wells or drilling machines that were used were at the rate of 2 miles a day. It was fairly rapid. The equipment kept coming up broken. So we wanted to go down, we wanted to send somebody down there, a human observer, or human observers in this case, to find out what was going on. Well, to our total surprise, first of all, the government knew all about it. They didn't tell anybody. When I saw Green Beret and Black Beret people encamped inside of our geologist camp, I knew something was up, the gig was up. First of all, I knew all about the alien agenda. I'll explain that in a few minutes.
So the Black Beret, do you think he's referring to the people like Jake Barber? They were all in black. Is he referring to the Black Beret of that time period? Is that what you think he's referring to here?
The large alien greys had been encamped there for as best as believed possible about 400 or 500 years. It had been one of their internal bases. And we drilled holes right on top of it. All the stinking air, all the black sooty air came right out as soon as the first hole was sunk, and all this soot came up, and well, that's when all the hell broke loose, really, all started. Anyway, after we drilled all 4 holes, it took about 2 days to drill all 4 of them. And when you build an underground base, you drill 4 basic holes, and then you build called stopes or cross-member holes across, and then you use blasting equipment.
Yeah, I'm aware it's a soldier, but there's ones that don't have any badges, don't have anything. It's like a black op military operation. This is what Jake Barber was on that team, and Michael Herrera came across his team. I don't know if you know about that, but I'm guessing these teams were around when he was doing that as well.
Equipment, special.
Which has got to be what, circa late 70s, early 80s, right?
Blasting equipment by the analyzation of the rock formation. And you literally blast out or tunnel out or deflagrate or melt rock out to build the large rooms that are required for this underground base. Well, in this process, I was lowered down the basket of one of these holes, and about from me to this elderly woman here in the front was sitting a 7-foot-tall alien gray. The stench was worse than the worst garbage can you can imagine. The person or the entity was absolutely horrible. I didn't waste any time. I reached for my pistol. At that time, as an engineer, I didn't have time to carry all the folderol of one of these big submachine guns that all the sea spray and the yellow fruit and all the outer perimeter and inner perimeter security people carried. I carried a little Walther PPK pistol with a 9-shot clip. This was in late August of 1979. Now, you got a regular suit of clothes, you got a regular clothes on, plus you're in almost like a spacesuit environment, and you're reaching for a gun. It's not the easiest thing to do, and then to
Evening, Angela.
And start shooting. And I killed 2 of them. Yes, they're mortal, and they do die. However, in the process, one of them did this. All I remember is that he just kind of waved his hand in front of his chest, and the next thing I know, this blue beam hit me and just literally opened me up like a fish. And burnt my fingers right off of me, and it was some form of electrical force because the kind of like being hit by a lightning bolt burned all my toenails off of me. Completely crispy crittered my left foot, burnt the shoe right off of me.
So there's the answer as to how he lost his fingers. So apparently it went like that. A blue fucking orb shot at him, opened him up like a fish, and took off his fingers and burnt his finger. What position was this finger in then, for it to burn the rest of him off? Was that like that? and it's like, and this one was like, oh, lucky I was ducking down. I don't know, just a bit like, why was that one saved? I just don't get that.
All I remember is the smoking remains, and I'm still conscious, but in and out of, I didn't remember much. And there was a Green Beret that was right behind me that risked his life. In fact, he died. But he risked his life. He shoved me back in the basket and hit the button and took me up. And I wouldn't be alive talking to you today if it wasn't for him. I'm forever indebted. He lost his life. 66 Secret Service agents, Green Berets, Black Berets, crack troops lost their lives because the government, our United States government, lied, did not tell us anything about the alien threat. There's a war underneath there, and I'm talking dead serious. It's been going on since that time. Since late August of 1979, our military, the Russian military, basically the militaries of the world, have been in constant conflict with the outer space alien. The small gray, the large gray, the reptilians, the whole thing. There are 11 distinct races of aliens. 2 are benevolent. 1 had to leave here in a hurry because their world is under attack, both on the surface as well as underground. There, the Pleiadians. They're familiar. Maybe some of you are familiar with that. Would some of you raise your...
Sorry, I need to read that. I own 5 acres of undeveloped land by Dulce. Really? Can you not do some like ground penetrating or do some testing under what might be underground? Put some like devices there to see if you can hear any noises or anything like that. Do it live, because you probably will get taken out. But at least you'll be live and you'll be doing it to show us what was going on. And when you say around undeveloped land by, how close to Dulce? I mean, although these stretch for miles, so if you were in the like 5-10 miles of it, you could well pick something up.
Your hands have heard of Billy Meyer and some of the, very good, about half the group. Well, Billy Meyer is one of these lucky people that they figured, well, he's kind of a simple type, we'll show him everything. Well, these are the benevolent aliens, and they've been here helping us. In fact, I have a picture, let me reach for it here.
Yeah, listen, the first thing I would do, Chebva, is get something where you can listen, something that's really good at listening to things underground, and things that might be able to observe things underground. I think Ross Coulthard, when he went to that Sedona place, they knew that there was something under the ground, but they couldn't get to it, obviously. But if you know something's there, then you can do more investigations somehow, can't you? Like camp out around it, stuff like that. Technology, there's so much technology. Like, I'd love to get like a little drone fly, like a little tiny fly like this, a drone, and fly it into Area 51. What are they going to do about it? They'll probably know it's there and they'll just take it out with some electrical device that just take it right down from the sky. But I just think something that small might just get through.
I have a picture of one of the aliens been working for the United States Pentagon for the last 58 years. His name is Val Valiant Thor. He's right here. There's my father in the background. This whole place, the ready room of the USS Eldridge, Al Bielek has probably explained, or maybe even...
Valiant 4, quick in the comments. What do you think about Valiant 4? Should I do a video on Valiant 4? There's much that I could go through. I'd have to read a certain books and stuff like that. But there's Valiant 4 is an interesting one. Just turned up at the Pentagon one day, got VIP access, and then disappeared as quickly as he came as well. Val 4 from Venus, yeah, it's...
Showing you this picture.
It's just mad how that picture gets circulated and it's not come out as being anybody else. Do you know what I mean? Like debunked as, oh, it's not Valiant 4, it's Greg from fucking somewhere else.
Some of the notable people in it, they're all the atomic...
The Hammer. Is that who you think Valiant 4 is? Do you think Valiant 4 is the Hammer? Are you on about the Adjustment Bureau? They have one called the Hammer, don't they?
Bomb scientists of the day, all the time variant experimentalists of the day, all the top physicists of that particular day. This was in August of 1943. Now this guy has not changed one iota in 58 years. Started work, he came here, crashed here or whatever, whether he's under duress or not. He started work for our U.S. Navy and military operations in 1937, either 37 or 38 is what I've been told. So it's for 58 years, this man's been employed, probably under duress. If you don't do as we say, we're just going to use you for alien bait or something, I don't know. But anyway, he basically hasn't changed. He lives for 490 years, is what he says his lifespan is. Now, he's supposedly a semi-benevolent, he's a human-looking type person. He has 6 fingers and 6 toes, and he's got one oversized heart, 1 lung, giant lung.
Where can I see where Tim Taylor says that we answer to the hammer?
His blood vessels are bigger. He's got copper oxide for blood, similar to an octopus. His brain capacity 300 centimeters greater than ours. He has a thinking capacity, IQ, if you were to measure it, be totally off the scale, be about a 1200 IQ. He speaks 100 languages fluently, alien as well as others. He's a remarkable person. I had a chance to meet him one time.
Is that the interview where he's on top of the roof with Jesse Michaels? Is that the same Bob Maguire I'm thinking of? I think it's the same guy. About 2 years ago, maybe.
Now, by the way, he doesn't shake hands.
Yeah, and speaking of the AMP people, if you've not seen my video, if you're new to the channel, right, so I've tried reaching out to Jesse Michaels, right, because I've been speaking to someone for the last 2 years who's sending me some information. He sent me an interview, which I've shared on my channel. He sent me the location of where these people are called. They call them the kids, and like the ant people, they stink, they rob fish, they play games, all that kind of shit. The fishermen know about them, they've been speaking about them for decades, but you can't, they get threatened not to speak about it off the island and stuff like that. They went backpacking with their brother and stuff like that, and they got some of the interviews, some of the people that have died. The interview that I shared was the man's dead now, died under mysterious circumstances, and it's Sangalan Island. It's an island to the west of Peru, a tiny little thing, and that's apparently where these beings live. And it's also got like a really weird alien type thing on the island as well. But apparently they come up from under the ground, they stink, so I think they're an amphibious creature as well, so they live in the water and on land, but underwater, if you know what I mean, underwater and in caves and stuff like that. And they call them the kids, the ant people and stuff like that, just depending on where they're located on the planet. But this is one that I really, really like, and there's a picture of it. Andy sent me the metadata, and I just can't get hold of Jesse Michaels because he's got the funds to go maybe to this island and check it out and speak to these fishermen. But you know, like I said to you, people don't give a shit when you're smaller channel than them, so I'll do it myself.
Kind of in a spacesuit, because all aliens, regardless benevolent or otherwise, they're carrying germs and diseases and bacterium in and on them that are deadly to us. If I were making policy, I'd quarantine them all, because how do we not know that some of our diseases like AIDS, Ebola, hantavirus, and a few of these other weird designer diseases, as I call them, are not made from the cadavers of some of these aliens as a biological weapon to use against the people of the United States? Well, I'm a tired American speaking out. Now, what I'm telling you is kind of almost like a brain overload here. Back in 1946, we set off a number, actually 4 atomic bomb tests at Bikini Atoll. It's a group of islands in the South Pacific. I have an original photograph here with original language on the photograph that shows there is a large alien spaceship off a wingtip of a United States aircraft. It was a drone aircraft right at the point where the bomb was beginning to show a neutron flash cloud. Here's the bomb going off. Here's the airplane tip here, and here is the alien spacecraft. Now, in 1947, questions later, please. In 1947, after Roswell debacle, our military got before the U.S. Senate. They were hauled before the U.S. Senate and says, what's going on here? Well, we didn't know anything about discs until this happened. It flopped in our backyard. Total lie. They lied to the U.S. Senate. They should have been prosecuted as traitors. Anybody lying to a United States Senator or House of Representative, any Senator or House of Representative person, President of the United States, Vice President, any...
Everything he said can't be questioned at this moment in time. What we're finding out over the Congress hearings, it's all been signed. They've been disguising all this using nuclear threats, and so by hiding nuclear weapons, they're changing the wording slightly, which hides everything regarding the UFO topic at the same time without actually mentioning it. And they've been going through this. Very smart the way they've worded it and put it into these fucking national security and DODs and... Interesting, man. He's a very interesting man, and as much as I think he's deaf, brings more credibility to his story as well. Hi, Matt. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. What about the Virginia Brazil soldier that died after touching the alien? Yeah, it's the Virginia, not the Virginia. It wasn't Indian. It's an Indian joke. Sorry, Bargy. Yeah. Again, no evidence, have we? We've got no evidence. Hopefully James Fox this week, so maybe I can ask him a few questions.
Any cabinet member lying to the American public is a traitor.
Thank you, Chepra, for subscribing to the channel. You should have done it earlier on, but better late than never. Thank you. And we can have that discussion once you get the balls to go and dig in Dulce.
And should be dealt with in an appropriate fashion. This is actual proof, positive, that this occurred in 1946. Now, the U.S. military knew all about flying discs, and flying disc technology.
It's not been confirmed yet.
Early.
On last live I did, he messaged me and said, do you want to sort something out? So he's got back to me after a while, so I got back to him. I haven't emailed him yet. He wants to do Wednesday. I don't think we're going to be able to make Wednesday. I'd rather do Thursday afternoon, or Thursday evening, or Friday night. So I'll get back to him. I don't think we'll be able to make Wednesday if that's all he's free. So yeah, if I can get it for Thursday, Friday, it's better for me. But at the end of the day, it's James Fox in it. I don't think I can make Wednesday.
Thoroughly early is 1933. Of course, we remember the Germans did too, the Nazi Germans. Hitler and all their bunch of people. Now, it gets to the big question. If all this has been hidden from us, you know, everybody says, well, where's the proof? I've got some of the proof laying on the table. But a lot of you probably are totally skeptical. They say, well, I could be anything. In my hand here, I have a piece of what's called corbamide. It's the heaviest element in the world. Element 140. This piece of material weighs 15 ounces. It's 3.5 times the weight of uranium. It cannot be made to emit gamma rays. It cannot be isolated.
James Fox is banged up from a skiing accident, apparently broke his leg. Is that why he wants to get some interviews in next week or something? We'll get the smaller channels in now then. But I don't know. Is he actually had it? Or is that recently, like today or yesterday? All these samples disappeared when he was murdered. Yes, I was asking questions before. Where did all these samples go? Someone must have took them. And where are they? Because not only that, examine his fingers. Like, someone must have looked at his fingers and said, yeah, that was definitely burnt off with some fucking blue beam shit.
Is totally stable. It is used in all stealth aircraft and all Phoenix-class submarines. When combined with other alien elements, it is impregnable. It cannot be melted with charged particle beam weapon. When properly combined in secretive compounds, it can withstand temperatures in excess of 10 million degrees Fahrenheit. Is grown by aliens who have given a good... The other side of the alien question is, some of these aliens have broken off from their mainstream and said, we're not getting a fair shake, and so this is what happens. And I'm talking about the alien grays. Some of them broken
I'm going to email him now while I'm live.
away. They're talk about not being popular. This particular piece of metal is an amazing piece of technology. It's capable of being grown in 15 different crystal systems. Now, I'm a geologist, and I, prior to 15 or 20 years ago, knew of only 6 crystal systems. There's actually 15, if you count all the alien metals. Now, this is only element 140. If you look at the local periodic table in your local library, it says 104. Somewhere down the line, we've been lied to, we've been cheated. What we have to do is we have to literally ask for the truth. If we cannot ask for the truth, we must demand the truth. We must take it before courts of law in common law systems, and we must demand it. If we cannot do this, our founding fathers told us the only thing left is to overthrow, to get the parasites out. I don't advocate overthrow, but it does look like this may be the only alternative.
Right, I've just emailed and put, hi James, I'm available Thursday, Friday and Saturday 7 PM UK time onwards. So hopefully I'll get a reply back and maybe we can get it in for that time. Friday night would be good, wouldn't it? Friday night would be good. And if I can get it live as well, that'd be even better.
Now, I'm going to casually mention to you something that's very scary indeed, and tell you what the alien agenda is. And it's going to sound very familiar. The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5/6 to 7/8 of the world's population by the year 2029. U.S. military has known about this for 45 years. They've told no one.
Let's just go back to this.
As far as I know, I'm the only alternative.
Listen to this, folks.
Now, I'm going to casually mention to you something that's very scary indeed, and tell you what the alien agenda is. And it's going to sound very familiar. The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5/6 to 7/8 of the world's population by the year 2029. U.S. military has known about this for 45 years. They've told no one. As far as I know, I'm the only person standing before a crowd talking about the alien agenda, secretively. Okay. Back in 1954, I'll give you a quick overview. There was the created 1954 treaty where Eisenhower signed a pact with the known alien species of the time. There were 3 at the time. And
Let's face it, right? Could this be COVID? I didn't have the jab, right? And this is for entertainment purposes only. Just I don't know how YouTube allow this shit. They don't allow it on TikTok, right? So people that have had that, is there something in that jab or some of those jabs where when something goes off, they're just dead. It just kills them. Or they're more susceptible to a virus that gets put out next. And that's how they go about it. I don't expect like a Mars attack thing when you go, rah, 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 start shooting people. But I think that it would be something like a vaccine call or setting up for the next pandemic. And there was a famous, was it Nostradamus, that someone said COVID will disappear as quick as it came, which it did, and it will reappear again 10 years later. And this time's like 2019. it'll be 10 years in 2029. Now, you probably never heard that before, but it's a fact that there was someone that did one of the, I think it was Notre Dame's. It speaks about the pandemic in the book. It will come as quick as it will go as quick as it came, and then it will reappear 10 years later, and that's bang on 2029. That's 10 years after 2019. Maybe I should do a video on that and read through that paragraph.
Said that we're going to deal in high technology, but you can take a few head of cattle and a few human beings and you can experiment on them. It's unthinkable. It's stuff straight out of the Nazi death camps, and I'm kidding you not, it's plain BS, and it's got to stop. Now, the agreed in 1954 treaty had been violated. After the great firefight, the alien-human war, I am the only living survivor talking about it worldwide at all. Only one. The other two are in nursing homes in Canada, and the Canadian government refuses to allow any U.S. people, including myself, to talk to them because they are afraid of kidnapping. Probably the reason I got shot to pieces and 11 attempts on my life is I am a direct threat to the entire system. The New World Order, the alien agenda is one and the same. It's world takeover and the decimation of the population of this planet. Now, I'm going to tell you something a little bit different about the alien species. The bad news ones, there are 9 races of alien populations. To look at a human being as a bag of food. They're not cannibals. They don't eat the flesh and the bones and all that kind of stuff. They use the glandular secretions of animals.
Again, we've heard this before, and I really recommend my other live. Right, if people have watched it. It's where how alien. Oh, in fact, it's not. It's the biggest video that I've got on my YouTube channel. It's on 83,000 views. Right, how aliens eat. And it was something that Chris Ramsey said. He did an interview with that Jeremy Weeks. I ignored everything that Jeremy Weeks said, and I picked up on something Chris Ramsey said, and I added my own value to it, and added 2 extra videos. One was from John Lear, and one was from Wendell Stevens, and it goes through how these aliens eat. And you know what? I did not remember that he said it in this interview. I could have used this in the video as well. Wow. So what they do is they take it from the cattle, the tongues. They have it same as the human tongue and the cow's tongue. They remove the tongue surgically, no blood spilt. They put it in like an enzyme shower and they shower it over them. They absorb it through the skin and they shit through the skin, and that's how these aliens apparently do it. I did not know it. You know what? I forgot he fucking mentioned that. Absolutely fuming with that. I could have added him to it as well. So yeah, these
human beings as a mixture of the vitamins for their food. They get high off of our adrenal gland substances called adrenochrome. It's something like cocaine to them.
I know he mentions adrenochrome, but the way he talks about it's the enzymes. I forgot to use the terms on that as well.
Now, what can we do about it? Right now, if we do nothing, we can do nothing about it, and it'll continue to go on. Basically, we'll be led in the dark, and you'll keep seeing more and more people disappear. Right now, there's 100,000 children totally unaccountable through FBI archives, cannot be traced anywhere.
I've got to stop it again because I've had value to. I did a video the other day and I went through it. 460,000 to 800,000 children annually in the USA, 120 to 150,000 annually in the UK. That was last year's figures. That's 2025. This is 1995. This is 30 years ago, and we've got more people missing now. Let that sink in. And that's only those 2 countries. I went through the entire list of countries. The smallest was Jamaica, 1,900 and something. The big countries like ours and the United States, 500,000 plus.
They haven't been murdered. Nobody's ever seen them. I think they're hauled underneath in some of these bases and they are summarily done away with, and they are literally eaten. Now, that is a scary thing indeed. And I'm not asking you to believe me in toto. I am asking you to seriously do enough homework that you can go out in through the public record, through the congressional records, find out who's voting for what.
Look how young Bondi looks. Is it Pam Bondi? She's 60 years old. She looks about 40. And she's sticking up for the Epstein crew. Definitely been drinking the blood.
And go from there. Do your own program. Do your own agenda. And do your own speaking out. And if enough of us do this, there is some saving grace. However, we don't have a whole heap of time left. Technological governments on this planet are raping the planet. We're going to run out of everything that we need. We're going to pollute everything in sight in the better part of 20 years. Now, I know you've heard some poppycock stories. Oh, we're going to run out of coal. We're going to run out of gasoline. We're going to run out of this, that, and the other. And 25 and 30 years ago, you heard all this hogwash. Well, don't believe it. Basically,
Don't forget
anything
to hit
you
the
read in
thumbs
the
up, please,
paper,
guys. It really does help.
you should take with a grain of salt. Start reading on what is missing out of the article. Ask yourself, what's missing in this article that I should know? Maybe that's the truth. Fill in the blank spots, so to speak. White copy is only one leg of the triangle. There are two other legs, two other pieces of the puzzle. What we have to do as a group of people, concerned people at that, and this group seems to be quite that, is we have to assert ourselves in a way that we've never thought possible. Now, I'm not asking you to do what I'm doing. I'm telling you, what I'm doing is very important. Every one of you is equally important. You wouldn't be in this room otherwise. You know, all these other people out here.
Yeah, I fell out with Carl Crook. Well, he blocked me after I sent him a few voice notes after he tried calling me out on something. So I called him out in a video. And then he kept messaging me. So I sent him a couple of voice notes, angry voice notes, and then he blocked me. I think he got the hint. So I'm not a massive fan of Carl Crusher. I know exactly who he is and what he's about. That's all I'm going to say on it. I'm over it. It was over a year and a bit ago, that.
Here that didn't come to the lecture.
I basically told him to go and fuck himself and fuck his 3 million followers as well. He was making fucking kids TV fucking programs on YouTube a couple of years back. Now he thinks it's a fucking thing because he stares at rocks. Fuck off, Carl.
They really don't want to hear it. Yesterday I heard a fellow that says, I'm sorry to say I belong to this military organization, that militant organization. I don't believe in the alien question. There's no proof of it.
What I will say though is, share me the video, regardless of what my opinion of Carl is. If it's a good video, I will still share it and cover it. I'm not a dick like that. I will share someone's video. So yeah, share it to me, and if it's any good, Mormon blood, drinking Mormon blood. Ugh.
And so I show him an artifact, and he says, well, that's nice, and that could be lead. Well, I happen to know this isn't lead. It scratches diamond, and it's harder than that. Here's a sapphire that I found when we blew a mountain apart, all these sapphires.
I'm gonna fucking say it. Oh, Islamic blood. Oh, bet my ass is sore in the morning. You got Christian blood. You got fucking what? Mormon blood, Jewish blood. Oh, there's loads of jokes I could do there.
Fell out. And sapphire has a hardness of 9 right next to the hardness of a diamond. This thing scratches the heck out of it. Just tear it apart. I'll tell you something. This technology is fine and dandy. At the risk of the human race, at the risk of one human life, it is totally worthless. We have to... The one beautiful thing about the United States of America is we value a human person's life. The minute we lose it, we are dead meat. It is tantamount that we get back to constitutional law, and for our officials not to believe in it or obey it. First of all, for a politician to say, well, I believe in the U.S. Constitution, but I believe in gun control. You can't be a master of two houses. It don't work. What you must do is tell that politician you are disobeying the Constitution of the United States that you're sworn to uphold, and you are in treason territory. Think about what you said. You have...
Right, I've just got a reply from James Fox. Would you like me to stop it and just read the email? I'm sure you'd like to know. It's live updates. So, Thursday could be good. Have you seen the latest doc yet? I can try and get you a screener. If not, I'm on New York City time. What's New York City time? That's 5 hours before, I think, innit? So... And yeah, I have seen it. Let me just reply to him. Let me play this a second.
30 days to make that apology. If you do not make that apology, you are a treasonous individual and should be prosecuted. Now, there's a few other things I want to run by you, and they're kind of in rapid fire order. Area 51 is only one base, one of the 131 bases. Of these 131 bases, I call Area 51 a mega base. It's got more than one base in it. It's Tonopah Test Range, Area 51, S2, S4, Groom Lake, and a host of others. Now, these mega bases are gobbling up our gross national product. Right now we're spending 28% of the gross national product on building underground bases solely. That doesn't count for the defense budget. That doesn't count for the spare parts budget. Doesn't count for any of that at all. And the black budget is dead wrong. It sidesteps the United States Congress and its Constitution of its people and says you're a bunch of morons, you don't need to know. Well, a need-to-know basis is an executive order written during the Eisenhower era right after the Greada 1954 treaty and is treasonous and illegal in this country and should be overturned and abolished. Now, I believe in military preparedness. I believe in military secrecy to some extent, because there's always going to be spies out there, and there are always going to be people that want your hunk of territory, your house, or your ground, maybe even a country like that. Most of us remember what this crazy person in Russia, Zhirinovsky, had to say. We want Alaska back. Well, baby, you're not going to get Alaska back.
Right, so that was kind of him. He was going to send me a screener of his new documentary, but obviously I'm a fan of James Fox. I bought it the day it came out. Again, I paid for it the first time and I paid for it the second time, even though it was only the extra part that was towards the end of it. He just put, have you seen the latest doc yet? I can try and get you a screener. If not, I'm on New York City time. And I've just put, of course I've seen it. I bought it the day it was released, like all your docs. Beer emoji. So if we wanted to do it Thursday evening, I think I'm 5 hours ahead of you, so that's okay. From 7 PM UK time onwards, so if you want to work out the time difference and let me know your best time, we can sort it out. Regards. And then if I get this nailed in, I want questions from you lot, just in case it isn't live, so I can get your questions into him. So we'll sort that out as well, so we'll have 4 or 5 days to get that sorted.
Without a horrendous fight. Alaska is my land. I was born here in these United States. I have risked my life and limb for these United States, and I love my United States more than my life. And I will defend these United States against all foreign powers, foreign and domestic. Now, every one of you in this room have probably, to some extent, minor or major, done just that. And that is what this country needs. Patriots you are, patriots you are becoming, patriots and Constitution builders you must continue to be. Now, all this alien thing is fine, except for one thing. Alien takeover is a serious threat. Kept totally out of the public view, off the surface, I'm sure the underground bases, without question, are being used as a place to house alien takeover. Alien takeover means the implementation of a one-world government. Direct opposite of constitutional law. Direct opposite of freedom of choice, freedom of religion, other freedoms that go with it. Right to bear arms. We are the militia of the United States. Every single person who believes in the Constitution of these United States and its Bill of Rights is a militia member. Are we going to tolerate what we've heard from Ruby Ridge? Are we going to tolerate what we've heard from Waco? Are we going to tolerate that a fertilizer bomb blew 6 sub-basement floors? And I'm telling you something about sub-basement floors of a World Trade Center. They're 29 feet thick each with 7 kinds of rebar reinforcement. The only weapon capable of doing such destruction and melting the concrete and extruding the rebar and the I-beam steel up to 6 feet in length longer than it originally was and melting the ends of it is a nuclear weapon. Now, the people they have in custody as fall guys may have been able to produce weapons and bombs and kill rabbis in New York, but I hate to tell you this, they did not have anything to do whatsoever with the World Trade Center bombing. The only thing used was a construction nuclear weapon. It was housed at Mather Air Force Base, the only place such things are kept. Incidentally, about Mather Air Force Base in Oklahoma City, Mather Air Force Base trucks were seen 2 weeks before the Alfred P. Murrah building got blown to pieces. Strange. I don't believe in coincidences. They're non sequitur. They cannot be proven mathematically, etc., etc. So they don't exist. However, Oklahoma City bombing, a fertilizer, and a fuel oil bomb. Give me a break, folks. You can blow that one by my ears, but I'm not a dummy, and neither are you. Neither is anybody in this room. We've been lied to, and the lies have got to stop, and they must stop immediately. If our public officials cannot tell us the truth, then they cease to be public officials, and they are automatically guilty of treasonous acts and should be tried and convicted, and if necessary, in jail, whether it be house arrest or otherwise, before they can do any more damage. Janet Reno. Janet Reno is a confirmed lesbian. She got out in front of public TV and said so. Janet Reno cheated her way through law school. It's provable. It's on the congressional record. It's also in question. It's on the law school that she graduated from. Her record is not spotless. There are thousands, there are tens of thousands of fine police women that could have done an exemplary job in a similar aspect. Janet Reno is a murderer of our children and should not be tolerated to live. Those that murder children, those that abuse children, those that sexually abused children should not suffer to live.
How prominent is this right now, what he's just said there, with what's going on every single minute of the day after these Epstein files have come out, every single minute? And we've got someone here in 1995. And only a couple of people listening. The internet wasn't big. So this only went big after many years afterwards. It's insane. People were trying to help us. People forget as well, why did they stay alive? Because they weren't getting the reach. You know what I mean? And they got killed, and they probably only reached maybe about, let's say, 20,000 people. Maybe in that time, how many people do you think Phil Schneider actually had an influence over? 20,000 maybe, or something like that. Now the internet has gone big. Millions know who Phil Schneider is, but at the time when he got killed, his influence has only grown, if you know what I mean. His influence has only gone bigger. People, now, us are watching this video now, like, it's probably more than some of the people that were watching back then.
The CS gas that was poured in onto the Waco complex of Mr. Koresh. CS, by the way, stands for cesium. Cesium is an atomic element. It's an isotope. It's a radioactive compound. It is deadly to people under the age of 10. Take one breath and their lungs are singed and they die in 72 hours or less. They poured that gas continuously for 48 hours on that compound. No, I don't believe in a lot of things. I don't believe anybody is that wicked that you have to kill them 100-fold over after they're dead. But this is the mentality of the people now ruling as kings and queens over us, and it must stop. If we allow another election to go by with the same ilk in the White House, we have only ourselves to blame. Now, this room isn't going to change the outcome of an election. I personally believe, I don't believe there's going to be another election. I believe martial law is going to hit this country before that happens, the way things are going. Because we refuse to stand up, we refuse to literally get out and risk our lives in talking. Now, some of us got jobs and families and great responsibilities, greater than I have. And I agree, that's tough. It's very hard. I cannot sympathize with you because I'm not in your situation. I have a young family. I have an ex-wife and child. Defense Intelligence Agency goons tried to kidnap my daughter not too long ago. My ex-wife, working in the state government services in Oregon, picked up her .22 handgun, shoved it in the back of the neck of this one person. Give me my daughter back. If I don't, I pull the trigger. Gave the daughter back. Good choice. Now, the remark that my ex-wife had to say to this individual was, if I ever see you again in any way, shape, or form, I will kill you on sight. You're an abuser of children, therefore I suffer to you that you should not live. By the way, she threatened a federal agent. She should be in jail, blah, blah, blah. Nothing like that's happened. These people don't want publicity. I shot a federal agent 16 days ago. Shot him dead when I was bleeding to death with a shoulder wound that he'd shot me. He had shot at a retired FBI agent who theoretically carries the same covering as a Secret Service agent. Got protection forever. He's a cop forever, federal cop forever. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot. I made a report and went to the FBI. Do you realize, you know what they said? They said, things like this happen, Mr. Schneider. We don't either believe you, I'm using that as my own italics, or we don't give a damn. Now, something's wrong here. I'm not reading this right. I defended myself to the best of my ability. I was hoping I could go through life without doing such a thing. And maybe some of you have actually defended your own life in a similar fashion. It's very sad you have to shoot or kill somebody. Maybe some of you were police officers and have had to do the same. And I don't know if you ever kill a human being, you're never the same as a person who never has killed a human being. It is with you for the rest of your days. Whether you do it in war, whether you do it in murder, whether you do it in self-defense, you have taken one of God's holy creations off this planet. And there is a void there. And I feel that, and I'm very sorry for that. But I had to defend myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. My message must continue. I'm doing it on my own money. And I'll continue to do it. As long as it takes. As long as I've got to live. I've got cancer, I'm dying. The radioactive substance that I got hit with in 1979, late August of 79, it's a similar form.
Yeah, I can see the demonic side of it. I think that a lot of these underground bases are the demonic side of it. The Baal, I think they are summoning whatever. It would make sense if there is something ultra-terrestrial or some interdimensional evil thing underground that they would use humans as a security defense system. As each layer goes up, it'll be humans. You'll never get. You got to go through so many humans that are protecting this fucking evil entity, whatever they're probably giving these children to. Sounds insane to say that, but all evidence, 30 years later, is leading that way.
Plastic anemia, it affects your blood and your bones. My bones are extremely brittle right now. No cure. The government never told me about that, by the way. Now, to sum up everything in this talk, there's going to be a few questions. I'll answer as many as I can for the next speaker. However, I want to sum up and say that every one of you in this room is a participant in secret things, and you're very brave indeed, and you should all turn around to one another and shake each other's hand and say thank you for being here. Would you please do that and greet your neighbor? Now, this is the way the world should be. There wouldn't be any wars, there wouldn't be any strife, or if there was, it could be settled in a peaceable manner in a handshake. And that's the original American way, and I believe that way is still there, however remote at present time. Now, I'm going to sum up this talk and mention an overview of the alien agenda. The alien agenda is completely decimate the planet, to take the remaining human subjects as slaves, and the aliens would use this planet for their own means. Number one, this cannot be allowed to happen. The world takeover plans of the New World Order, a direct carbon copy blueprint from Adolf Hitler's routine of 1933 to 1938, must not be allowed to happen. That includes the name the New World Order. That was purposely used, folks, because most of us have been lazy. We have not read our history, and I'm talking to you because I'm one of them. We have not read our history books. Things have been omitted. Throw out basically what you've learned. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to re-educate each one of yourselves and ask the unexpected of your public officials.
I think the only thing that could be said about this, so we've got about 20 minutes nearly, just under 20 minutes left of this, right? So I think we can 100% say that he is not lying. Some things he may be wrong on, but the majority of stuff what he goes on about the children, 30 years later, it's been proven to be factual. Could he have been guessing? Absolutely fucking not. Not. 100% not. We know about these underground bases now, so a lot of what he has said has stood the test of time and it's been repeated in multiple mouths, and now we're getting verifiable evidence. Now, it's the alien stuff. That's the stuff that we can't pin on yet. If he gets that right as well, this guy will go down as one of the greatest fucking heroes. Well, one of the, what's the word for it? One of the biggest patriots, yeah, we were saying that got killed for speaking out. And it'll go down as one of those, he told us and no one fucking listened. But so far, honestly, we're 54 minutes into it, and a lot of it is being proven to be true. There's nothing that you can say, oh, this guy's talking bullshit. How can you say that now with what's coming out? And he's putting a big emphasis on children, and he's putting a big emphasis on evil bastards that need to be taken out that hurt the children. So not only is he speaking about the alien side of it, he's speaking about the children's side of it, a thing that people get confused about. How do you get UFOs and children and trafficking? All he was speaking about it. He's like the 90s version of Michael Herrera, basically. Yeah, that's someone mentioned earlier on.
Of the people around you, your teachers. I'm not asking you to question authority. I'm asking you to question the teachers of this authority. Is this right? Is this law correct? If a law, one of the best statements to ever come out of the mouth of any human being, believe it or not, was, I think, by an incredible black man, the name of not Jesse Jackson, but it was Martin Luther King, excuse me, said, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That should be a motto that we live by. Not so much...
I haven't had a chance yet, Dead Cheese. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
...for the man who said the motto, but I'm sure George Washington said something similar. Who said, an uninformed populace is a populace in slavery. Now, our founding fathers had the unique gift 250 odd years ago, 200 to 250 years ago, of looking far in advance, laying out the groundwork of this wonderful two pieces of paper government we've got, the Bill of Rights and the United States Constitution, laying it out for all time. It is the best government probably since time immemorial, maybe the best ever. If we are to, by the way, every freedom that we have must be fought for continuously. You don't need to pick up a gun to fight for something. You need to pick up your mouth. You need to pick up your brain and read a book. You need to pick...
I hope it does come out, because I'd like to think that something is going on and something is terribly wrong in the background and the elites are controlling it, because we don't want this planet to be as it is because that's the way it is. We want to be able to get to the other side and think, right, it was as horrible as it was because of these bastards. We're removing them, and now the world's going to be a much better place. We can bring out the good technology because the world's at peace and stuff like that.
Pick up your mouth and say, and when you hear somebody say, well, I believe in gun control, and you say, no, I don't believe in gun control, because guess what? You take away that right. What other rights am I going to be missing?
Yeah, tell Skywatch what your documentary is, and he'll share it on X. Because I think he's going through a bit of withdrawal symptoms. He's not posted on X for the last 5 minutes, I don't think, so he might be suffering right now and have the shakes.
Missing later on. Now, with gun control. Gun control, there's a certain few people, generally a 1 to 2% minority of people, that are totally irresponsible, criminal, use the gun improperly, etc., etc. I'm not talking about those kind of people. There are always going to be those kind of people, at least for the foreseeable future. The average person that owns a gun has prudence, has conscious thought, of the knowledge of...
You can blame Heiser for that, because when you wasn't here, he said he's not on here. He's like posting every 2 seconds on X. So that's what made me say that.
Right and wrong, can and is able to defend itself, herself, himself, against foreign and domestic terrorists, so to speak. Now, gun control is an attack on your rights. If it is allowed to fully comply and go through, all of your freedoms will be removed within a 10-year period after the last element of gun control. So the attack of any right, or the removal of any existing right, is an attack and affront on every one of us in this room and should not be tolerated. That's that part of the talk. The overview is about underground mountain bases. All of them should be made public. In future talks, I'll be giving latitudes and longitudes of every single one of these bases. I've already written a manuscript at the publisher as we speak. It's a dynamite book. It lists all the secretive agendas that our government has us believing in right now, and why it's so much BS. Why the New World Order is so good for us. Ha ha. Well, don't believe it, folks. Believe in only one thing. Love thy neighbor as thyself, and ask continually questions about our constitutional freedoms, and defend.
Dead fish cheese spread, we hear you, brother. We're going to make sure we share it, right? Send the link. We asked you. The link should already been shared. Put the link in the chat so we can share it. Skywatch can get it on his X. I'll take a look at it. If it's worth sharing or doing a video on, I'll do a video on it. We can hear you, but we can't do anything if you don't share the link. Just copy and paste it into this chat here.
Them if necessary, and most of us will have to probably defend them. I hope this doesn't happen. Now, I'm winding up this talk as best as I can without my notes at hand, but I'll be having artifacts up here. You're capable of looking at them. I ask you not to handle them. I want all the artifacts back on the table, and don't handle the photograph here, original photograph of the flying saucer in 1946. Now I'll take a certain few questions. I know there's going to be quite a few of them. Yes, this gentleman here in this row. I've heard of Project TARP. I don't really know that much.
It's designed to electrify the ionosphere, and they will be able to map all the underground bases. There was a crash of a Air Force plane up in Alaska last week, and AWAC plane. Yeah. It was on the last day of a Project TARP demonstration.
Okay. Yes, I've heard of such projects. Actually, it was invented by Nikola Tesla, the initial part of ionizing the atmosphere. The only trouble is with ionizing the atmosphere, plants need nightfall as well as sunlight to survive. So lighting up the atmosphere might do extreme damage. Okay, next question. This gentleman up in the front row. Please speak up.
Thank you for taking the question. My question I'd like to ask is this. If the aliens have a 1,200 IQ, can speak all these languages, and are so powerful, what prevents them from just taking over?
Well, it's a good question. Basically, they have taken over. All that's left is a bunch of screaming, a bunch of us that have been very complacent. Half of the 131 deep underground military bases are basic cities for them. Right underneath our feet is a macabre sight indeed. You can bet your bottom dollar they've already basically won the war.
Yeah, the stream, there was a point in it which was copyright or something, so my mistake. I had to do a little course. So I just need to make sure that it's not copyrighted stuff and stuff like that. Like, not all of it was copyrighted. You can do alien interview stuff, but there's a part of it which is copyrighted, so.
However, they're being an alien species. We're an alien species to them, and our germs have a tendency to kill them. They're also a dying race, and they're in far worse condition than anybody with the worst case of terminal cancer. They are in need of us to some degree. Yes, sir.
Yes, I heard a man speaking about the same things you have been speaking about down in Australia named Stan D.O. Do you know that man?
Stan D.O., yes, I've heard of him, but I don't know of him.
Are you aware of this asteroid headed toward the Earth?
Yes, Nemesis is called Nemesis. It's a brown star. It's probably hollow. It's maybe not a star at all. Has a specific gravity of a little less than 2, 1.718 or something like that, which means it's extremely hollow and light. It has a mass of 10 times the size of Jupiter. It is so massive, it's dragging comets and meteoritic material with it, and space garbage and debris. It's dragging it at such a rate, just the debris encircling our solar system enough to destroy half the planets of it. So, yeah, it'll be a threat. It's headed for us right now. Supposedly it'll be here in 2052. Nobody knows for certain, or it'll be within closeness of the Earth, within 500 million miles, which is plenty close indeed. Okay, a few more questions. I got to wrap it up here. This lady here. No, you have to use the microphone. Nobody can hear you.
Do you correlate the foreign forces with the Soviets?
The Soviet forces, the foreign forces, all of us have an alien war going on. The Red Chinese right now are getting it in full brunt. The Russians are shooting down per province. There are about 9 provinces in their motherland. They're shooting down at the rate of 50 of these saucers per month and ships. They're heaping piles of them in outer Mongolia, mountains of them. They just tow them out there and let them sit out there. Yeah. You please use the microphone. Nobody can hear you.
Does the alien agenda dictate the agenda of the world globalists right now? The people that want world government?
Yes, they do in total and in entirety. They may even be in charge.
And are some of our high-level officials, perhaps from the president on down, are they aware of this?
Yes, they are. They're all aware of it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the name of your book and when will it be out?
Well, I have several names of the book. Basically, I'm calling myself Government Secrets Revealed. Government Secrets Revealed. And
did his book? I've never read Phil Schneider's book. Did Phil Schneider's book get released? Because obviously he died a year later. Did his book get released?
Please don't handle a picture. I've asked, please, not to. You look at the artifacts, but don't handle them. Okay. And the Government Secrets Revealed should be out within 2 to 3 weeks at the outset. Yes, sir.
Where can you get this book? Where will it be out?
I'll have it in a brochure. I can't tell you right now. Yes, sir. The person behind you, and then the person behind that, and that'll be the...
Okay, Phil, I want to say thank you and God bless you for what you're doing. It takes a big man like you to do it, man.
Thank you.
What I wanted to emphasize here, I'll make it real quick, is that what can we as humanoids do to...
we're not humanoids, we're humans.
Humans, all right. Well, anyway, what can we do to stop this?
By doing exactly what we're doing right now.
Gathering,
listening, and what I'm doing, getting out in the public and talking about it.
Okay,
I don't fear ridicule. If someone wants to call me a brand X nut, well, I can't reach that person. I'm sorry for him.
Yeah. I'm well aware of what's going on with Area 51, and I know that we're capable of going into the future right now and coming back.
Can you please use the microphone? Or is the microphone going dead down there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm well aware that our country is capable of going into the future right now and coming back through
Please make this short. What is your question, sir?
How far can we go into knowing what's happening with the aliens in Area 51? How far can we get into the knowledge of this?
We're already full-fledged into the knowledge of this right now. How far can we go? We can go a lot further. We have to defeat the alien threat. Otherwise, we have no chance at all. There won't be a New World Order either.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Let's take this last gentleman here.
Did the United States government intentionally enter into an agreement with the aliens back in 1940, let's see, I guess
1954?
1954?
Yes, they intentionally, they knew full well what their capacity was. They intentionally did so, supposedly on the premise that they were buying time to get arranged, and this wasn't true. This was a lie dished out to the public and people in the know at the time, all the MJ members, et cetera, et cetera. It did buy time, but at great cost. As we speak, as I'm speaking, rather, about 6 million to 7 million human beings have been slaughtered by the aliens at the present time, unaccounted for. And of course, there's 1,000 lies to say where they went or where they didn't go.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now that the lies and innuendo not only have to stop, if we don't believe in them anymore, they're going to stop, guaranteed.
One final question. The so-called ascension movement.
Know nothing of it. I don't mix.
You know nothing of it.
Nothing of it.
Okay. Thanks.
Can't hear you. Cannot hear you.
That quick, didn't it?
If some of you are short and can't get up and see the artifacts, I'll try and explain them.
Look at his eyes there. He looks like an alien there, doesn't he?
You once again, please don't handle them. Well, most of this is very well camouflaged.
He has a book published in 1925 called The Way of the Blade. It won't be 1925. You weren't even fucking born then, Julie. Come on. I told you, lay off that spice. The Way of the Blade. Let me just have a look. Let me type it in. The Way of the Blade. Right. Images. So that's his book, is it? Written by Phil Schneider. By Chris. You know what? I've never ever read this book, so I think I'm going to have to get the book. Has anybody read this book? In fact, someone mentioned Way of the Blade in the thing. Maybe I didn't know what he was referring to. No. I'm going to have to get this book, for fuck's sake. How much is it? 14 quid. Different Phil Schneider. Is it definitely a different Phil Schneider? For years, blood seemed wrestling's brutal past. Wrestling? Jew idiot. He got burnt in Antarctica. It's different, yes. Phil Schneider. Phil Schneider, UFO book. Put UFO book, see what it comes up with. Philip Schneider, is it that one? Arthur Berkeley. One of the bravest whistleblowers. Is this one of them? Do you know what? I don't actually think he's got a book, you know. He's giving me a bad name. Read the blurb. The blurb. I've seen the thing. There's a film called The Blurb, isn't there? Has he actually got a book? Can we confirm it now, please, in this live for people that will watch it and get to the end? Has he got a book? I'm seeing classic conspiracy video, Phil Schneider, Underground. It looks like people have wrote books about him, but he hasn't got a book. I've never come across a Phil Schneider book, which is probably why I've never read it. Are we going with no? Is there no book? Let me get this chat up here so I can see his no book. Right, so it looks like they took him out before he got his book out then. Now, I can't confirm that is accurate yet. We're going to go with it for now. Keep an eye out for the pinned comment when this live's up in case I find something later on. And whoever said it's not a book, they're getting blocked. Yeah. Like Skywatch signal. Make sure you follow Skywatch on X. Posts every single minute of the day. Keeps up to date with all the latest things. Make sure you follow the Discord, by the way. The link is in the chat box somewhere. Let me find it. Let me pin it. Link is there. Right, folks, I'm going to do another live tomorrow. Any recommendations on what watch along we should do? And I'm going to do a video in a bit as well about Barack Obama, I think. If I can be asked. Too many people have covered it. I don't know if I can be asked doing it. He couldn't write a book. He's left-handed. Yeah. He couldn't write a book. So, any ideas for the watch along tomorrow? Anyone you want me to cover? I've done 2 with Phil Schneider now. I've done some of the... I forgot his name. Fuck it. You know what? I have brain farts, me. My doc. Your document. I don't think we're going to do a watch along with your document. I'll have a look, see if it's any good. It's the book showing the clouds in the front cover. This one here. This one here. But that's by Arthur Berkeley. One of the bravest whistleblowers of the... This is someone that's wrote a book about Phil Schneider. It's not actually authored by Phil Schneider. That's what I mean. I'm pretty sure I would have come across a Phil Schneider book if he'd wrote one over the years, but I've never... And I think the timing of it, he said it was due to be released a few weeks, and he died in 96. Maybe they just got to him before he released the book. Maybe it was the book that they killed him because of... Martin Stubbs. Martin Stubbs. Who's Martin Stubbs? It come up with the STS stuff. I love the STS stuff. I could do a watch along with some of the STS footage. Martin Stubbs International UFO Conference. This guy here.
Martin Stubbs. Okay, he spent a week with U.M.B.s in Ireland, and of course, based organisation in North America. Yeah, but when he...
I've never actually heard of this guy. I'll be honest with you. So I'll take a look. If you got any recommendations on which video for us to watch, one that's interesting, yeah, send it my way, and I'll have a look through it, and then we'll watch it tomorrow. And I'll put the thumbnail up tonight and the time of when it's going to be. I don't know of a case of more evidence than mine, but if you do, let me know. I'm going to look at your shit, Dead Cheese. I'm going to look at it, right, when I finish this live. I'm going to look, see what you're on about. Have you put it in the Discord? What about those 2 blocks that are on Smoke Beak? Photographed a huge diamond-shaped spacecraft dwarfing a Harrier in the UK. You could cover that. Oh, that's the Calvine UFO. This one.
Guys,
the 2 Scottish guys are dead though. They've never been found. Not dead. They've never been found. There is some belters that we could go through, you know, over the years. I probably will do a video about Nick Pope as well later on in the year, covering everything that he's done. Don't want to do it yet, but obviously it's not looking good for him. So I do want to give him a bit of like a montage, for sure. It's not a diamond; it's a huge chunk of quartz. Martin vs NASA 1. Okay, I'll have a look at that. Martin vs NASA 1. That one there.
DCD camera and the...
It's only 8 minutes long, that,
DCD
though.
camera.
Is that the longest? Is that all it is?
DCD camera and the... I had...
do you know what? That looks familiar. Maybe I have seen 1 or 2 of his things, but I just don't remember him because I've not only seen him once or twice over the years. I'll have a look at it and we'll let you know. Did the British intelligence make them disappear? In fact, should we have a look at what Barack Obama said now, while we're on the live? I spelled his name wrong, I? Fucking idiot.
It is my honor. Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't.
So they're real, but
seen them, and they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
Well, that is what's going on, you fucking idiot. They're not going to give it to someone who's in power for 4 years or 8 years. They're not going to give away hundreds of years, potentially thousands of years of information to someone who's going to be in power for a little bit of time. They'll give you a little bit need-to-know basis and stuff like that. But other than that, that's why. That's why it glows orange. Maybe since Obama is talking, we could do a watch-along about the Betty and Barney Hill hypothesis videos. Right, put in the Discord what videos that I can look through to do a watch-along from. And I'll have a look and see which one's probably the best to do a watch-along from. Want one that's gripping, one that's not copyright either. Don't stitch me up. One that's been shared around, hoard around more times than Katie Price, right? So but we'll, I like the rare ones, the ones that we haven't seen for ages. That's why I like that one that I shared recently. It's got like 20,000 views on that now, which is good for my channel. But I don't think it's been shared anywhere. Maybe once on YouTube, and that's the Don Elkins and Carla Rutgert. And there's some mad comments, like psychic healing and stuff like that. It's like people are like, nah, you lost me there, you lost me there. It's like, well, that's fine. Like, it lost me as well, but you've got to open your mind to these type of conversations and stuff. Like, listen, loads of people would have stood up and walked out if you were listening to Phil Schneider now, but you look at what's coming out. They would pay tickets to pay for tickets to go and see Phil Schneider now. You look at the people we're listening to now, like Lou Walzondo. Fucking hell, they're still alive. That tells you everything. Cash Landrum says it looked like a diamond. So what did he say it was called? I've seen it. I found every person who ever said it looks like a diamond. Right, post them in the Discord, all the ideas. I'm going to end this stream now because I want to keep it. This one was just about Phil Schneider with a little bit of Barack Obama at the end there saying aliens are real. So we've got disclosure. We don't need Trump now. Right, guys. I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to see you on the next one. And my intro is now my outro also. So I'll see you later. I'll definitely see you tomorrow live. Goodbye.
Figure this one out. There's a double. There's a third one. Oh, what do we got? Take a look at this.
Kenneth Arnold, lights flashing, 47 saucers passing, Roswell crash, debris field, Ramey memo half revealed, Project Sign, Project Grudge, Cold War skies, the radar buzz, Blue Book files locked away, Men in Black say no one saw a thing today.
Watch closely as a different U.S. drone drops a Hellfire missile on that fast-moving wall. The missile appearing to bounce off the object.